Today we discuss one important topics, which topics is what Vivekananda wants. Vivekananda, one of the greatest disciples of Thakur Sri Krishna and Ma Sarada Devi. Vivekananda waked India and also overall the world. What Vivekananda wants? क्या विवेकानंद चाहते थे? हम सभी जानते हैं विवेकानंद एक संत थे, विवेकानंद एक देशभक्त थे, एक देश सेवक थे। लेकिन क्या चाहते थे विवेकानंद? What Vivekanand wants? Vivekanand always says about that man is the center of everything. If you create a man, if you start with develop our country, then we start with every human being development. That means you have to follow this rule, how to manifest this potential power of man. That means how to introduce one man to his own definitive power. How realize this power? Vivekananda wants this. And in this way, he developed our country and others also. So, what Vivekananda wants? Vivekananda wants a pure, patriotic, intelligent, lovable, workable persons who create a new religion based of an ancient India. Not only avoid this ancient Indian rule and not only avoid this manner, Vivekananda also accept everything but not obey properly. Vivekananda suggests for every youth, arise, awake and stop not till the call is raised. So what Vivekananda wants? Vivekananda wants a pure man. Vivekananda wants intelligent one. Vivekananda wants a lovable person whose heart cries for others. Vivekananda wants a workable one who do every work, and obviously by pursuing this work as a worship and also reach this ultimate goal and reach this power, attain this power, all are belong, all great one are belong. So what Vivekananda want also known about now. But how Vivekananda realized this power, how Vivekananda create this society and how we follow this. This was is most important today. We discuss about now. Obviously, we know about dharma. This was is the main backbone of India. That means religion is the main backbone of India. While we going to this religion path, how we known about that? So we start the outer this one, some read these books or read these shastras and some symbolic manner and some eating pattern. That means you eat non-veg or veg, something is else. This one, what is this? And also you worship some god and worship some symbol. What is this? This is the outer part of religion. You must believe on this. You must believe on this because this is the path. This is the path where one great one follows. Not only all men follows this path. Some Vivekananda not accept this. That means Vivekananda not tell about that. This was is the path to follow. Some great one follows, but you also independently follow any path and also reach this, attain this energy and also reach this position. Okay, so what Vivekananda wants the inner meaning of religion, but obviously you have to follow one outer path as your own choice. Not only this one is must, that means induced or dominated by someone or some great person. You followed any path, but just you understand the inner meaning of religion. What is the inner meaning of religion? Simple. If you're doing karma, if you're getting knowledge from any other things or any human being or any saint or any teachers, and obviously another path is you meditate and getting, that means you controlling your breathing system, and obviously doing some silent movement, spend some silent moment with your mind, then we reach this position. That means you're doing some karma and getting knowledge and practicing some meditation to also reach this position. And obviously you have to, devotion is everywhere present, because other you are not devoted, then you don't do any work, you don't do any, you don't get any knowledge, you don't practice meditation. So devotion is first, then you're doing karma, doing getting knowledge, and obviously practicing meditation, then we reach this ultimate goal of this religion. That means highest power of this religion. That means what, this the main source of dharma. You also inner meaning of dharma you understand by this practicing or by doing yoga, doing karma, and getting knowledge from any saint or others book or by realization everything. Okay, so this is the inner meaning. So we have to follow this inner meaning of this religion, and obviously we, that means obey this inner meaning of religion, and also you utilize this religion or dharma in our life. Okay, so this is the inner meaning of dharma. Now what Vivekananda wants? Vivekananda wants, obviously Vivekananda at first in beginning, not he was Vivekananda. He was one little child, Nampele, Narendranath Datta and others. I don't know now. But becoming some, getting some knowledge, and getting also after some certain age, get experience with the surroundings, then he became one great one. He met with Sri Ram Krishna, and also then he understand the religion power. Okay, and certain professors, his father and mother also, and others one also give him some education, and after this education he become a great one. Okay, then experience is the main thing. That means experience also important, but not more than, that means if your energy is high, then experience is not needed more. If your that means power is high, that means you're doing all work with devotion, with getting energy, with getting knowledge without any impression. We're practicing meditation without disturbing our minds, then this experience is not more than necessary. But experience is an important, play an important role in getting energy and getting knowledge. Okay, so experience with energy development, experience with power. Obviously Vivekananda, that means after certain times Vivekananda becomes Vivekananda, that means some experience gather, then he become this position, then he realized this religion, and also he taught our, and you are utilize this religion for our country and for our people's development, who are understand this knowledge and who also obey this this inner meaning of dharma. Then what Vivekanand next, what he do? He do obviously one great quoted war. He obviously says about that the Western science and Indian religion coupled with this two, Indian Vedanta coupled with this two, then obviously one great one. That means if one great one obeys Western science and Indian religion, then this great one becomes a good one. Okay, and ideal one, obviously he become a lovable and also intelligent one, who also develop our society. Okay, so this one is the famous suggestion from Vivekananda to our youth, and obviously all youths of over all the world. So all are believe on Western science, and obviously Indian culture you accept this. That means you accept the inner meaning of dharma, and obviously you have to known about this cause and effect rule of Western science. Okay, next I talk about Guru Siksha of Vivekananda. Guru Siksha of Vivekananda is more important. That means if you're not getting knowledge from anyone or any man, then you can't realize this. You can't follow another one. Okay, you can't taught more things. You can't teach properly. So Vivekananda get one great one ideal one, obviously one world uh, world famous one, but not purely, that means or not purely properly study, basically not study more, but he known all these powers. He known this man man power is for her. He known the Ma Kali. He known this inner power of dharma. He known where the societies lack, where this all are not going to this path. Why this was is, that means why we are not attain this energy, this unlimited infinity energy. This guru is Sri Ramakrishna, and obviously he he getting his sadhana 12 years, and then then his disciple Swami Vivekananda also getting energy from him, and obviously by taught by teaching of Sri Ramakrishna, Vivekananda also realized the Indian culture, Indian religion, and obviously he followed this religion ultimate last time of our life. Okay, then this Guru Siksha is important. Obviously, we have to remember this. We obviously learn from any guru, and then we obviously this guru pure and wholehearted, and a monk is better for any domestic persons. Okay, then next love your own path, love your country, love your countryman. This was is the power of Vivekanand. After walking, after that means visiting everywhere of India, North India, South India, and everywhere he visit whole India, West India and East India. Obviously, he visit everywhere. Then next he reached Kanyakumari, and obviously here he 3 days, 3 nights spent with one rock, and this in this rock he meditated upon whole India, whole Indian person, whole Indian development. That means he obviously he obviously concentrated upon this things. This things is he loved her own path. He loved his own path, and obviously love own country and love countrymen. Then he also realized all sorrows, all painful misery of this country, and obviously he he understand this, and he feel this, and want to remove this misery, want to remove this pain. One time Buddha also do this, but Vivekananda also now certainly nowadays Vivekananda also do these things. Okay, then this one is important for our youth. Love your own path, love your country, love your countryman. Then obviously you do yourself. Okay, then you understand your power, then you understand your inner power. This was an important role for every youth of our country. Okay, next thing Vivekananda's quoted was one of the important speech or dialogue. As awake, stop not till the goal is reached. Okay, that means why were in that means in bed position. Why are you in that means mm, in miserable position? Why? You have some power, you know about it, then you arise. After that, you awake. That means you're doing something with this energy. Okay, that means you have some energy, you believe on this, then you arise. Next, you're doing something with this energy, then awake. Next, what? Vivekananda not says about that. Just you wake and arise. Not stop, not till. Stop, not till. That means not stop now. When your goal is reached. Stop not till the goal is reached. That means you fixed your goal. Goal is what? Goal is development of yourself, development of others. Okay, this was the goal. Then you going to this path, follow this path, and obviously not stop anyhow. Obviously you known about this ultimate goal, and obviously you going to this towards this goal and reach this goal, then you stop. Okay, then ultimately you stop. So this was is the important quoted word of Swami Vivekananda. Next what Vivekananda tell us? Vivekananda tell us, serve man as a god. Okay, serve man as a god. So what way you serve man? You serve man as a god. That means not if you see man, then his or her, or they are bad and evil work, they are good, and that means this work is also present in front of you. So what you do? If you serve anyone, if you serve anywhere, Then what you do? You consider this man as a god. Okay, that means you not see anything. If you going to temple, then you see God have some bad, God have some evil, God have some good work. Not see this. If you serve anyone, if you serve any man, if you serve any woman, if you serve any people, if you serve anywhere, what you do? You do serve as God. That means you considered as God. Completely. They are not evil you considered, not good you considered. You just serve them. Okay? Then serve man as a God. This was is the one important and quoted word of Thakur Sri Krishna, and also this word realized by Swami Vivekananda, and also Vivekananda tell us them or ourselves, tell us ourselves or our youth what serve man as a God. Next, Vivekananda tell about our teaching. Our teaching is obviously just burden. Oh, we can't understand that. In my life, known Vivekananda and this religion after 20 years. I think about that. I'm passed on our school. Obviously, I taught from one great college, one great university, and obviously one great college from our great course company. After that, I also not realize this inner meaning of religion. Where our religion is, where our education system is, our Indian culture is not known. So our education system is failed. Also, Vivekananda realized 150 years ago. Vivekananda says about that difference between Western and Eastern or India, difference between America and India is one thing, just education. That means our education system is very poor quality. They are not able to realize their own teaching. So, what we do? We do fast from some teachers. We do fast this teaching process. We obviously we reform this teaching process. We obviously enrich teaching process by meditation and yoga. This was the first needed from lower to upper and higher. Obviously, every domain this one is needed for ourselves. We known about it. This was is must needed. Meditation and yoga is needed for everyone. Every student is needed for that. So Vivekananda realized 150 years ago, but 150 years goes. We not done this. How we develop? This was an important things for ourselves. Important things for all. Our teaching process is very bad, very poor. So we have to form some best teachers, best professors who are enriched with this knowledge, who has also developed this process, this teaching process. Then education also gives this power. If education start with this power, then all human beings are developed. From lower to upper, all human beings are developed. So we have to first focus about that. Why our education system developed? Why we arise? Vivekananda tells us, and obviously Ramakrishna missions also follow this. But why Indian are not follow? Why? Why Indian system are failed to do this? What is problem? So we have to first focus about our education system. and obviously some teachers who give this education. Okay, next obviously Vivekananda tell about we need some man whose whose nerves are whose nerves are made by iron, whose body made by steel, and whose brain sharpened. This was is needed. How this was from? This was from if energy is not wasted. That means if some youth's energy is not wasted, then this one from. That means then is one youth become his own potential or their own potential is arise. Then he become this Vivekananda's concepts person who have still body and iron nerve and also utilized brain power. Okay, best brain power. So this was is needed for us. Next thing is that Vivekananda tell us about us. If you play football, then you understand the Gita. That means Vivekananda focused on Gita. Okay, how we realize this Gita? Gita, one of the best book or novel for country, who's read by some great ones, some saint or other ones, so many thousand years ago. But we not obey this Gita, we not obey this quoted word, we not known about Gita. In my perspectives, I also when I read MSc, I also go Allahabad and here I read or understand first time Gita in 2016. About my birth date is that means 1949, 1994. That means so many years. After so many years, means 22 or 23 in this age, I first known about this Gita. Okay, and before also some old men are read Gita. I'm not attracted by this. But first we known Gita from YouTube, and also we hear Gita certainly for 5 times first times. Then first we known this and 4 and 5 times we also understand this. Okay, so we need what we need this Gita. How we realize this Gita, that means quoted word of Gita, how we realize or how we understand, how we getting this knowledge. We also see this videos or getting some knowledge from one great one's books. So Gita is needed for all. Okay, so Vivekananda says about that if you play football, then you understand better way of, that means you understand Gita betterly, in better way. Okay, so we need this Gita knowledge. Okay, knowledge of Gita we need for youth development. Next what we do, we also understand real religion. We have to done something. Also monks are done that. That means monks are utilized whole life for one great work or for one great, that means attain one great things or attain one great positions or attain one great development. Okay, so we have to focus about that. We will obviously choose one goal and we have to attain this. So first thing is utilize your whole life for that. Utilize your whole life for your goal. reaching your goal. This was is first needed for ourselves. So utilize your whole life for your goal. This was is the necessary condition for getting goal, and this also getting energy, and also realizing your power, and also that means focusing youth development or whole development of our country. Next we'll talk about Belur Mott. Belur Mott is the source of all because Swami Vivekananda established this, and obviously Belur Mott done all good work, and obviously developed youth power. Now we're going to Thakur's quoted words, and obviously Vivekananda realized this. Shiv Gyane Jiv Seva. We also talk about first Samman as a god, and this one is this, that things Shiv Gyane Jiv Seva. Next, obviously you have, that means you have still we have still body and iron nerve, and that means brain is high quality brain. But what things is needed? Needed is wholehearted. That means you have to wholehearted for others. Otherwise you become a intelligent one. You become a good worker. But this work is not utilized for your society if you not become a wholehearted person. That means your heart is expand, then you're doing everything. Your heart is expand, that means your heart power is expand, then you do good work for our country, for our countrymen, for others one. Okay, so you need these things. Vivekananda, one Guru Bhai Turiyanand, I think Turiyanand, I don't know properly. That means after visiting North India, Vivekananda realized that. That means Turiyanand says some questions about Vivekananda. What realized after visit this? Vivekananda says, Turiyanand, I think I don't know properly. I don't know what I get, but I know about that. My heart is expand. He says about that যে আমার হৃদয়টা খুব বড় হয়ে গেছে, मेरा हार्ट बहुत बड़ा हो गया, ये मैं समझा. That means he realized that his heart is expand for others. So this is the important things. And obviously another day when Girish Babu says যে তখন অনেকে মিলে বেদান্ত আলোচনা হচ্ছে. দ্যাট মিনস হিয়ার more ones are practicing Vedanta or study Vedanta. That means वहाँ पर बहुत साधु संत भक्त मिलकर वेदांत पाठ कर रहे थे. वहाँ गिरीश बाबू आए थे, और गिरीश बाबू को स्वामी जी और कोई गुरु भाई बोले जे क्यों आप वेदांत नहीं पढ़ते हैं, क्यों आप वेदांत नहीं पढ़ते हैं. तब गिरीश बाबू ने कहा, जय श्री राम कृष्ण रूपी वेदांत की जाए, ये बोलकर चल जा रहे थे. तब एक गुरु भाई ने उनको रोका और कुछ बोला. तब गिरीश बाबू बोले, जे बहुत वृद्धा है जो उनके मुंह में पेट का भूख नहीं मिटती है. बहुत रिचेस्ट वुमेन था जो अब पुअर हो गया है, और उनका घर में उनका लड़का लड़की को खाना नहीं मिल रहा है. बहुत विडोज थे जो अभी रो रहे हैं. मैं कैसे यहाँ वेदांत पढ़ूँ, ये मुझे शोभा नहीं देता है. That means his perspectives he also realized, and he says about that some poor one deprived from his own need, and also some widows are worried for her own positions or her own child, and some poor ones, some richest woman also first doing one suitable way she doing his duty, but now he not fulfill her own child's need. So for that, for those persons, Vedant says about something about that, and this was here by some Vivekananda, and Vivekananda heart also cry for those. Not realize this time Vivekananda also left this study hall or study room or study purpose. Vivekananda also realized and also cry for those persons who are deprived from all. This is the symbol of wholehearted Vivekananda. That means where Vivekananda belongs, how his heart is expanded. This is Vivekananda. Okay, so so this was needed. Today we stop here.